Here at Petuniverse, our motto is healthcare from your pet's point of view. We try and put ourselves in your pet's paws and ask, how would we like to be treated? Our latest innovation is our how-to video series to help you get the absolute best result from your pet's treatment plan. So here's Dr. Chris Lee, Principal Veterinarian at Petuniverse, to tell you more.
Okay, welcome to Petuniverse How-To series. One of the biggest challenges that pet owners have is how to keep the nails on their pets nice and short and trimmed. So one of the biggest problems that we have with nails with dogs and cats is that they grow too long. They can pull the nail out and it's extremely painful. So the biggest issues with people trimming nails is that they tend to trim too short, and part of that is because of the lack of understanding of the anatomy. So I'll just go through the anatomy very quickly. You have the nail, and inside the nail you have a wick. And if you're lucky enough to have a dog with white nails, then you can actually see where the wick ends. Unfortunately with Scout, or fortunately, because it's a good demonstration of how to do it properly, he's got black nails. So I'll tell you how to trim the nails, and I'll also tell you how to what to do if you did trim it too short and it starts to bleed. So the aim of the game when you look at a nail, now he's actually damaged his nail here. He was out on the beach and has managed to crack his nail bed. But what I tend to do to identify where the wick ends on the nail bed, on the nail itself, is to actually extend the toe completely. When I extend the toe completely by squeezing it from top and bottom, I then draw a line from the flat of the pad all the way across to the nail. Where that ends is usually where the wick ends. So from there, if I make a nail cut, extend the nail, go down to where the line is from the pad, drop it a couple of millimeters, and then make my cut there. And that will keep well away from the wick, and it will not bleed if you do it that way. So you can repeat that even with the little dew claw here. Imagine a line from the flat of that pad all the way across. That's where the wick ends. So I will make my incision or my cut a couple of millimeters below that, and that's it. Now in this case I've actually got just a little bit of a wick there, and how I tend to stop that if I'm at home and I don't have my styptic pen that stops the bleeding, you can actually just hold some cotton wool onto it or rub some soft soap into it. So we'll just grab a little bit of cotton wool and just hold it against that area for about 30 seconds or so, and that will just let it stop bleeding. The other way of doing it is you can use some flour and coat it with flour and plug it, and the flour will help it clot as well. Or soft bar of soap, rub it on and hold it for a few seconds, and that should stop the bleeding. One of the things about whether you need to trim your dog's nails or not, an easy way to decide on whether you need to trim your dog's nails is have your dog in a standing position, and if the nail itself is not touching the ground, then they're very short and they do not need to be trimmed. One thing about the technique about using the flat of the pad when the toe is extended as a guide to where the wick ends, just be aware that the older the dog is, the longer the wick they have. So if you have a young dog of less than say 7 years of age, then what I've told you, going 2 millimeters below the parallel line of the pad will be fine. But an older dog like Scout, you might want to go 3 or 4 millimeters below that flat of that pad, and to avoid it. And we might actually draw a little diagram so you can see what we're talking about. Thank you very much.
We hope you found this video useful, but please feel free to call us on 8266 4666 if you require any further information.